If you own a car, the chances are that you also own a manual to tell you how to mend it if it goes wrong. And manuals are very big business. So big, in fact, that the man who created one publishing dynasty has gone on to create this, the largest international motor museum in the country. Let's take a look. I'm down in Somerset, where John Haynes has established a massive collection of cars and bikes from 1886 right up to the present day. If it moves, it's probably here. Now, there are 340 cars here under one roof. Needless to say, that includes all the usual suspects from Ford to Ferrari, but there are quite a lot of oddities as well. For instance, have you ever heard of the Horstman, or the Mirandas, or this Gaz Chaika from the 50s, made in Russia and used by the KGB during the Cold War? There are 8 halls covering many different types of motoring and machines. This is one of my favourite cars, the Facel Vega HK 500, but I've never seen one in this colour before. It's also a really powerful brute. This one's fitted with a 6.3-litre Chrysler V8 engine, and that gives a top speed of well in excess of 120 miles an hour, which is extremely fast for a large luxury car of that era. Now, this is very rare. It's the Cadillac V16, known as Madam X, and named after an actress that the designer Harvey Earl obviously took a shine to. Now, only 300 were ever made. Now I'm off to meet the man whose trust owns the collection, John Haynes. John, how did you start this amazing collection?
I started many, many years ago collecting cars, and when it got to 1985 and I had about 60 of them scattered in barns and garages and sheds all around the locality, I thought, this is ridiculous. Let's get them all together. Why don't I start a museum?
Now, we're here in this amazing red room. Now, what's all that about?
Well, it's a very simple reason, really, because one of the factors in judging cars for many people is their colour. And if you just want to judge a car on its style and other factors that are not influenced by colour, then by having them all the same colour, you've taken one of these factors out of the equation.
Now, we're squashed in this little Sprite, if I may say so.
Yes.
Quite a problem for both of us. Why the Sprite? Is this one of your favourite cars, or...?
This was the car on which I wrote my first manual when I was out in Aden in the Royal Air Force. And a friend had a Sprite, and he was trying to rebuild it using the manufacturer's manual. And we couldn't do it, so we thought, right, we'll do this all ourselves. And I thought, I will photograph everything we do and write down how we did it, so that we know, though I know from first-hand experience, how to take the engine apart, take it out, take the gearbox apart, etc. And having done that, I wrote my first owner's workshop manual. Now, in this great collection, you must have one favourite. Which one is it? In all truth, there is no absolute favourite. That may sound a funny thing to say, but they're all... Many of them are favourites in different ways. There's a very powerful one. There's one with enormous character. There's a Duesenberg Model J, 1931, yes, which is the best vintage car I know. I hate to say this, but I consider it better even than Bugatti. It's a straight 8 made in America, and it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much indeed, John. None of these cars is available to drive officially, but John bestowed upon me the honour of a trip round the track. Now, here's another rarity, the 1936 Auburn. It's called the boat-tailed speedster for obvious reasons, and it came from that era of American design when they wanted something really streamlined to slice through the air. Let's see how it slices. For a car that's this old, it's actually pretty nimble, but I'm glad I'm on John's track rather than a road. The car is worth more than £130,000. Now, see this little plaque? Every car had one, and it proved that the car did 100 miles an hour, and each individual one was signed by American racing driver Ab Jenkins. The collection has so many highlights I couldn't list them here, but I'm really chuffed to have sampled even some of it. It's an oasis for classic car lovers.
The good thing is that the John Haynes car collection is housed in one museum and it's open to the public. So if you want to see it for yourself, all you've got to do is jump in your car and drive down here to Sparkford in Somerset. Oh, and don't forget to take a repair manual with you in case you break down on the way.